Hey there, Pat from the Logue Group. I hope you had a great holiday season and a wonderful new year. And as we transition into 2023, I think it's a great time to take a little bit look back. We have the most recent market statistics for Ocean City and also look forward on what we expect to see in the coming year. So let me get right to it. Okay, so let's dive into the most recent numbers. So sales results for the month of November are in, and as you can see here, um, I try to focus a little bit more on the year to date. Month to month, we can fluctuate from on pricing and units, but year to date, single family homes we sold 177 in 2022, and that's down from 208, or down almost 15%. Interesting, in the single family homes, the median sale price, 1,505,000, up 30% from $1,155,000 in singles. Over here in the November year to date, we'll see in condos, units, 842 units sold last year, 537 this year, a drop of 16% in units, and a price increase. The median sale price, not as significant as in singles, but the median sale price was $779, up from $680 through 11 months last year. Over here, highlighted in the blue, month supply of inventory. This has gradually been increasing. At this moment, there are 281 homes available right now in Ocean City. We see our month supplies of singles at the current rate is 12 months, and a month supply of condos is 8.9%. Basically the same thing I've been selling most of the year. We're seeing people out there still buying properties. When a property is priced right, it goes pretty quickly. Little lull in the last few weeks, but that's to be expected with the holiday season. I'm sure you know a few people, I know I do, who are convinced there's a housing bubble that's about to burst. And I have a different opinion, and I have some statistics here that I think will help you see things maybe my way. The biggest difference between now and, say, 07, 08, and 09 is the amount of equity in real estate. If you look at this slide here, nationally, the loan-to-value rate, in other words, equity versus mortgage, is the lowest it's been since 1983. So people own and have more equity in their home. The average homeowner has 70.5% equity in their home. So a slight downturn in housing prices is not going to cause them to have to sell or foreclose upon their home. That's probably the biggest thing. So there's a real reason that even if the housing market increases slow a little, or even a slight decrease, I don't think we'll get into a situation like we saw in the Great Recession, 07, 08, and 09. Where are housing prices going? Well, the short-term forecast, I did a fair amount of research, and you can find anybody from a 5% increase to maybe a 6 or 7% decrease nationally. Obviously, some home values have started to decrease towards the end of 2022. Some of those are mostly in the markets that ran up real quick during 2021 and the first half of 2022. So there's some hot markets, Denver, Colorado, San Francisco, places where the prices just really went up rapidly. But long term, the belief is that there's still going to be a steady increase in average home value, which will lead to an increase in equity positions within your home. What's the typical buyer have to look forward to coming up this year? Well, the biggest issue is more flexibility. If you know anybody or you were yourself tried to buy a home from the middle of 2020 after the pandemic settled down through the beginning of 2022, it wasn't a pleasant process. Multiple bid scenarios, looking at a house on Saturday and being told you had to have an offer in by Sunday at 5 o'clock, missing out on offers, waiving inspections, escalation clauses, taking properties well over that list price. We don't foresee that happening going forward, not nearly to the degree it was. So this will be a what I would call more civilized process of buying a home. The other impact for first-time home buyers is the millennials, ages 32 to 41, are going to make up about a quarter of all home transactions. For sellers, still a seller's market because there's a decreased amount of inventory out there, as we discussed earlier, but sellers may have to become a little bit more realistic. It's not going to be just throw a price out there and someone will pay me $50,000 over asking. Sellers have to deal with FOMO, fear of missing out, because their neighbor sold their house at $800,000 in October of 2021. They may not get $800,000 now, but probably in October of 2020, they would have been thrilled to get $700,000. The median age of sellers is now up to 60 years old. So we're seeing people a little bit later in life selling homes for a change. Work flexibility has allowed people to move maybe closer to children and grandchildren, or to remove further away from cities where they can still maybe be there a couple times a week if necessary. But we are seeing that. So the selling process is still going to be in the favor of the seller, I think, right now, because there is such a shortage of inventory. But it's going to lean towards more of a balanced market. Overall, the benefits of home ownership, it's just a great investment. Most people report that that's the bulk of their savings is the equity in their home. As people come to retirement age, I find very many of them are so grateful they bought a home when they did. So you're going to live with a fixed rate versus renting. Rents are forecast to continue to increase. That's a little bit more of a lagging indicator since leases have to expire before landlords can renew and increase rents. Home appreciation. And also there is tax benefits of owning a home, plus the ability to really establish yourself in a community. So there's really a lot of reasons to be optimistic about home ownership going forward. So there you have it. A lot of information to chew on in there. If you have any questions about the real estate market or any real estate needs, Ocean City area, please reach out at the information listed below. You take care, and hopefully 2023 brings you all the best.